Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Towards Light podcast. I'm your one and only host, Walker Williams, and this is a place to where you can learn, you can grow your consciousness, and you can be your best self. Now, I'm so happy to have y'all back in this space where we can talk and we can chat about some amazing things, because this episode is going to be amazing. 1 second for the water break. Got to get you some good H2O. Come on now. And also, I would like to introduce one of my kids, Zoda. This is my baby Zoda right here. You know, this is a snake plant, of course. If you're wondering where Zenny is, that was my Birds of Paradise plant that was so beautiful. Right now, I was going through some things, and I didn't. When something is healing, you don't want it to be exposed. We doing some work on Zenny right now to where, Zenny is going through it. And I'm trying to save her. All right. Now, so we working on something. just keep Zenny in your thoughts. Keep my beautiful Birds of Paradise plant in your thoughts, because right now I'm hurting. I'm hurting, man. Y'all don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like being a parent, man, of a plant, man. It's real. But for real, okay, all right, for real. Let's get into the podcast. But for real, my baby Zenny is over there right now. It's looking a little rough. It's getting a little crazy. But I'm gonna keep y'all updated on that. But Zoda is the paid actor today. All right, but let's get into the podcast. What if life is nothing but a dream? Yeah, a dream. This experience that we're living right now, the experiences, the emotions, the physical reality that we feel like is objective and real. What if this is all just a dream? Which is one of my favorite topics. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's one of my favorite things because I believe it is. I do believe it is. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's not waste no time on this. There are 4 states of consciousness. The first state of consciousness is the waking state. Now, they explain this so beautifully in the Upanishads of the states, but it's basically like comparing the waking and dreaming state. So let's get to it. So in the Upanishads, the one chapter explains that the waking state is basically your senses turned outward into the external world, right? It is the waking state is what we do and what I'm doing now. This is the dream-like state with our eyes open. This is what we experience. This is what we feel like is objective reality, and what we feel like is very linear, and time and space, gravity, all of these things. This is the waking state of consciousness. Okay, now you have your dream state. This is the second state. I don't know why I'm doing one. I don't know what my fingers doing, y'all, but this is the second state. Now the second state is the dream state. Now this is when the senses are turned inward, right? So this is the place to where everybody dreams. Everybody dreams. Everybody has dreamed before. Okay, if you're not dreaming right now, I know you have dreamed before. That makes me think, have somebody in the world have never dreamed before? That's something to think about. Okay. But yeah. But the dreaming state is when your eyes are closed and you're asleep, and you're able to be in this different state of consciousness to where you're dreaming different realities, and you living out experiences, or you having these reality-like experiences that you have with your friends, your family, or you get to be able to have all of these kind of like. Then it's like it's jumping. It's not like how the waking state is, because the waking the waking state is more linear, but the dreaming state is more fluctuating. It's more fluid. It's more going from one thing to another, because you can have like 3, 4, 5 dreams in one night to where you can't remember everything. So that's the dreaming state. Now, the third state is the deep sleep state. Now, this is after the dream state, to where you're just literally in pure awareness. Your mind is completely just still. Your mind, there's no dreams, there's no thoughts, it's at a place to where it's in pure stillness. And this is the place to where a lot of spiritual teachers and guides and they will say that this is the place to where you're closest to God, because you're in a state to where you're pure. Is nothing going on. It's just you being there, you're being still, and you in this void type of consciousness, to where it's pure. This is the state where the world dissolves. It's gone. It's nothing but awareness, individual awareness, right? Now, I'm on the fourth. I did waking state. I did waking state, dreaming state, deep sleep state, and super. Okay. Now, the fourth state of consciousness is the super conscious state. Now, this is the place. It's kind of familiar. It's kind of similar to the deep sleep state, but the super conscious state is the state where you are actually aware. See, now in deep sleep, it's just stillness. Is like a void of just pure awareness. This is a place to where your mind is closed. There's no thoughts. But the super conscious state is where you're aware of this. And you are aware, this is a point of true enlightenment and awakeness, to where you are aware in this void. You are aware of this connection to source and the connection to all things, everything. This is a place to where the yogis and the shamans and the ascended masters reach, to where you can be aware at this place, to where you can tap into it. But it takes a lot of work and inner work to be able to get there and to be able to be aware in that state of consciousness. It's similar to deep sleep, but the deep sleep is when you're not actually aware. But that super conscious, when you're aware in that void, you're aware in that pure stillness and that connection to God. So that's the difference. And when I think about these different states of consciousness, that would really make me think about this reality that we're living in now. So there's a philosopher that once said, his name is Rumi. He has said, "This place is a dream. Only the sleeper think that it is real. Until death comes like dawn, and now you're laughing at what you thought was your grief." And that is so amazing, and it's so thought-provoking. Because in that dream, when you're dreaming, you can dream whatever. It can be a scary dream or whatever, or a traumatic dream, right? You having this and you living this and you feeling these emotions and you feeling it, all this intense feelings in this dream, and you wake up and you be like, you looking around, you feeling yourself, you was like, whew. It was just a dream, right? What if life is exactly like that? Going over these 4 states of consciousness, literally when I said that the difference between the waking state of consciousness and the dreaming state is only that the waking state is basically the conscious projection outwardly. Your senses turned outwardly. So your consciousness is projecting this reality in your waking state when your eyes are open. But when your eyes are closed, this is when the dreaming state of consciousness come into handy. Because in the dreaming state of consciousness, your consciousness is still projecting. And you're living through these dreams. You have to think. One of the things that I've noticed in my spiritual journey and a part of my awakening is just that the power of the mind. I always ask myself, what is the thing that is experiencing these realities when I'm asleep. And dreaming is something that is so normal. It's such a norm in our humanity now. We just think as dreams is like a human phenomenon. It's just something that we do. Humans just dream. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a thing that we've studied and we are continuously studying and getting research upon, but I'm talking about just for the average person, you don't really necessarily think of dreaming as something that is serious or something that could raise your curiosity. It's just you wake up from a dream and you be like, yo, I just had this crazy dream about da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like you just talk to your homeboys, you talk to your friends, you talk to your partners or whatever, and you tell them about it, and then you move forward. But that is a point to where it should raise a lot of curiosity. Well, for me, because I'm a person that just asks questions. How am I able to do this when my eyes are closed? What is that thing that is able to experience these realities when my eyes are closed? And this is when I start learning how powerful our consciousness is. Our consciousness has the power to create and project realities. So if we can do this while our eyes are closed and experience these things when our eyes are closed in a dreaming state, what makes it so different in the waking state? Why in our waking state, our consciousness can project this reality that we feel like is real? You know what I'm saying? Why can it not do that as well? Everything that in our dream is from us. It's from our consciousness that we are creating. Everything that we experience, whether it's a good, positive dream, whether there's a traumatic, bad dream, all the people, all the experiences, all the separating objects, because it's so crazy. Like even in our dreams, we can feel separate from other things. We feel like we are our own entity, but everything in that dream is literally projecting from our own consciousness. Let me cook here, man. We gotta cook because this is serious. This is serious business right here. Woo! I love this topic, man. I love this topic because it's very true to me. It's just that our mind literally has the power to create realities. Everything that is in that dream when we close our eyes at night is coming from our own consciousness. Every person that you experience, every animal that you experience, every vision that you experience, it's literally coming from our mind. So everything in that dream is not separate from you. It's connected to you because it's coming from you. So why cannot reality, this waking state reality, be the same way? Why can't reality be the thing that once is like we feel like it's so real and it's feel like, that's why it's so hard with death, because we just think that death is such a horrendous and such a, sad, which is grief. The grief part is sad, but like we just think that it's the end all be all of life. But once it's over, we'll get out of this human shell that our soul is living in, and we realize like, oh damn, this is literally just a play, and I spoke about this. The cosmic play is just like, oh, like damn. But see, the thing is, when you get into this realm, there's an identity that you feel. Your ego attaches to this identity of your individual self to make you feel like you're separate from other things. But the layer of that, once that layer of that is removed, you realize that you are connected to everything. You are just a focused point of view of a human. Like your consciousness is focused on this lifetime and on your story and your life, just to gain more information, gain more knowledge, gain more experience. And then once you are ready to get out of the shell, you'll realize that you've been spirit this whole time. And Bashar, and shout out to Bashar, man. I love Bashar wisdom. If y'all not familiar with Bashar, I highly suggest y'all go watch it. He's a channeler that, oh my gosh, the sessions be so crazy, and the knowledge and wisdom that Bashar be giving out just beyond our lifetime. And that has been helping me a lot. And he has said this. Bashar has said that we are in spirit all the time. We are in spirit right now. We are dreaming that we are humans. Hear me out now. If nobody gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. If nobody gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Bashar has said that we are always in spirit. We are just dreaming that we are having this experience. A piece of our consciousness is living through this human experience right now. Because, like I said, if y'all watch my previous podcast, this is all about love. It's all about growth. This is all about experience. We can focus in on this lifetime right now to be able to learn things and grow our consciousness, for we can keep excelling on and keep learning it. And if we're not learning everything now, we have to try again and keep learning. It's all about just growth and consciousness, people. That's all this is. But see, I'm not going to get too far off topic. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm saying here is that the waking state is much of a dream than the dreaming state consciousness. Because just like in your dreaming state, hold up, we're not going to get to that right now. We're not going to get to that right now. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that next. But just know that this is why everything that you do in your waking state, you can control. And it's up to you you can be able to bring everything into this life that you want to. And I feel like that is the perfect segue is to talk about, oh, no, not yet, people, not yet. That's not what I wanted to get to yet. I also wanted to dive more deeper into the deep sleep state as well. And it's so funny too, because even with the deep sleep state, I don't never see people talk about, and I know this is just me, so I know that I'm always thinking about, my mind is always being curious. I'm always asking myself questions. And I know a lot of people just living their life, they not thinking about that, right? And but it's just like, y'all don't think about when we go to sleep at night, just say like we in a deep sleep stage, we're not dreaming. When you go to sleep, just say you go to sleep at 11 o'clock and you wake up at 7. You don't feel that 7 hours of time. Right? Right? And I always joke with my homeboy about it, because when he take naps, I'm like, bro, you just fast forwarding through the day. Right? Because how can you jump from 11 o'clock when you close your eyes and you wake up and then boom, it's 7 o'clock? Why are we not thinking about that? And I'm going to tell you, because in the deep sleep state of consciousness, there is no construct of time. There's no, your mind don't have nothing to leech on as time. See, when we're in awakened state, our mind is going with the construct of time and feeling like time is going by fast or time is going by slow. It's all relative when our mind is awake and our mind is, functioning. But when our mind is in that deep state consciousness, we are at a point to where our mind is shut down. And this is like I said, this is the point of pure awareness. There's no such thing as time. There's no such thing as space in this void. So it's like when you reach that place, it's just like you go from here to there. You don't live through that 7 hours of sleep. It just go like this. Close your eyes, you go to sleep, you dream, you remember those dreams, but it don't feel like 7 hours. Because in that state of consciousness, there's no such thing as time. So that also makes you think in the waking state of consciousness that time is just a construct. You understand that time is just an illusion. Time is something that we are leeching on to and that we are creating and that we are, holding on to as a society. And I feel like that's why it's just like it's different. It's like this dream that we are in awakened state is very similar to our other states of consciousness, but just different. It's different in a minor way. But I always want to think, I always want to talk about that because we don't never discuss that. We don't never discuss that. Like, let's take a break from 9 to 5s and talking about going 50-50 on podcasts. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what is going on from when you close your eyes and when you wake up. How does it go like this? Because time do not exist when you're in that state of consciousness, people. Oh my gosh. Like I was finna segue into earlier, we also have to talk about, there's another layer to this. And we have to talk about lucid dreaming, right? Please leave comments in below. If you have ever lucid dreamed before, I would love to hear your lucid dream experiences. I have lucid dreamed once. I have lucid dreamed only once. And lucid dreaming is it's such a interesting, it's such an interesting way of dreaming because it's something that you have to be very intentional on. And it's something that you can do just by being more conscious of your dreams. So if you're not familiar of this, I can give you a little gist. I will highly suggest everything I talk about. I would highly suggest for y'all to do your own research and learn more. I'm just the messenger. I just hope that whatever I'm saying can trigger some curiosity and make you go look into it yourself. So I can give you a little gist, but lucid dreaming is to be able to lucid dream. And what lucid dream is, let me talk about that. Lucid dreaming is when you can, while you're dreaming, you become aware of your dream. Therefore, you can control your dream. Your dream become very malleable, very fluid. You can be able to fly. You can be able to float. You can be able to, bring things into your dream like this because you're in control of your dream now because of the awareness of it. But to be aware of your dreams, there's a process of doing that. And I did that at one point. And I actually want to do that again because to be able to lucid dream, you have to be able to, every time you have a dream, you need to have a dream notebook. So whenever you have a dream and you wake up, right when you wake up, you need to write down or voice memo. You can even do voice memo and put down what you dreamed about. The more that you do this is the more that you are aware that you it helps you become more aware that when you're actually dreaming, it'll trigger your mind to be like, oh, I'm dreaming. And then poof, there you will tap into that lucid dream like that. And because I did that for myself, like every night I'll wake up, write in my notebook what I dreamed about. It could be about wherever, but the more that you do it, it brings that focus and attention to that. So it helps you align more to that dream. So when you actually in a dream, but also they'll tell you too, is in your daily waking state, always be conscious of like, okay, like I'm not dreaming, like this is not a dream, to be able to where you can separate the two. So when you are dreaming, you know that you are dreaming and you know the difference between the waking state and the dreaming state. So that's just information if you want to get into lucid dreaming. Like I said, do the research. I can give you bits and I can give you my wisdom, but I want you to do your own research. And the reason why I want to bring up lucid dreaming here is because the ideal of that, while you're dreaming, you can become aware that you are dreaming. And once you become aware that you're dreaming, you are in control of that dream. Therefore, you bring into things and you bring things into the dream and you control the dream and you manifesting these things while you're dreaming, and everything is flowing and everything is moving smooth and everything is so colorful and vivid and stuff like that. And you're able to fly and stuff like that. I want to bring that up because that is literally the aspect that you can bring into the waking state of consciousness. To understand that, and this is the part of awakening. This is an important part of awakening. You have to, there's a deep sleep that a lot of people in our collective are going through, right? to where you're being caught into this whole cycle, work, sleep, drink, entertainment, over and over and over and over and over. You're letting things in your environment and everything around you, the fear mongering, all of these things to control your inner being to where you can't express who you are. You can't create a world that you want to create because you're allowing everything in your environment to control what you do and how you react to the world. Awakening is realizing your power and knowing that you are the co-creator of your life with the universe, God, source, whatever you prefer to call it. That is awakening when you realize that that creator is inside of you. I hit my nose with the mic. But therefore, you know that you can create any life that you want to. Everything that you want to bring into your life, you can, but you have to realize that you are the one that's bringing these things into your life. This is the part of waking up in your dream. Waking up in your waking state of consciousness to know that this is a dream as well. Therefore, once you realize that, you'll understand how fluid and malleable this state of consciousness is, which honestly, if you don't believe it, you're using your powers to bring in the things you don't want in your life. I want you to realize that. and this is what we was talking about the last two podcasts about self-responsibility. Even if you don't believe it, I just want you to know that everything that you bring in that you don't want, you are a part of that creation as well. You are the power, the light, the energy is all into you to create your life and to bring things into this existence. And that's forms of manifestation. All of these laws of the universe that you can use for your greater good. And once you know that this is a dream, once you know that, hey, like this is a reality that you can create. And guess what? This is a reality that you know that is coming from you. This is all a collective consciousness that us as a human society are creating. And that's why, like, even in the Four Agreements, right? One of my favorite books of all time, he talk about the dream of the planet and that we all consciously creating this dream and these structures and these rules that we all are agreeing to, which therefore it is showing in our reality because us as a collective are agreeing to these things. We could change this life if we all wanted a different type of life. But we all have to change that dream of the planet and come together. Right? I actually we can actually dig into this real quick. We just out here just doing what we supposed to be doing. Right? Look. Let's get into it real quick. Let's get into it. This is what we do on the podcast. We also read too at the same time. I want y'all to hear this right here. Hold up. Don Miguel Ruiz, right? This is the first chapter of the book. See, I'm telling y'all, this is what we do on this podcast. We get to the nitty gritty because what I'm saying is not cap. All right. He has said, and the chapter is called Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. He said, what you are seeing and hearing right now is nothing but a dream. You are dreaming right now at this moment. You are dreaming with the brain awake. Dreaming is the main function of the mind, and the mind dreams 24 hours a day. It dreams when the brain is awake, and it also dreams when the brain is asleep. The difference is that when the brain is awake, there's a material frame that makes us perceive things in a linear way. When we go to sleep, we do not have the frame, and the dream has the tendency to change constantly. Humans are dreaming all the time. Before we were born, the humans before us created the big outside dream that we will call the society's dream or the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet is a collective dream of billions of smaller personal dreams, which together create a dream of family, a dream of community, a dream of city, a dream of country, and finally a dream of the whole humanity. The dream of the planet includes all of the society rules, its beliefs, its laws, its religions, and its different cultures and ways to be, its government, schools, social events, and holidays. And that's just a little taste, people. And that's exactly what I was saying. It's just that, like, this is a projection. This is a conscious projection that we are projecting out. Our mind is more power than you think. Our mind has more power than you think. Even just if you want to talk about hologram universe, even in this sense, it's like once you understand the breakdown of us, and even from when it comes to atoms and matter, if you break that down to a subatomical level, which I love quantum physics, you'll understand that we are made out of 99.99999 empty space. Therefore, the things, like I said in the previous podcast, is that the thing that makes us solid is not even a solid thing. It's nothing to make it solid because it's empty space. So if the atoms that make us is empty space and nothing is there, how can we actually be solid? But this is when energy, vibration, frequencies come into play. This is why we're able to feel things and stuff like that. And things seem real because of its different vibratory fields and how we are able to react with it. But it's all coming from our consciousness that we are creating. And I hope I don't sound this is real esoteric. This is real, some deep shit right here. But it's real though. It's real. And I just want y'all to understand and know that, like, this life that we're living in our awakened state, as much as a dream, as the dreams that we live in our dreams. The emotions, the experiences, the things that we do is all a part of the big grand dream. But this dream it has purpose, is what I believe. I think this is God's dream, and I think this has a plan of purpose, to where we can go out these things and understand ourselves. And that's why it's like it's different focuses and different POVs from millions and trillions of entities and humans, and because you need all of these POVs to understand yourself. You need to be able to grow your consciousness and collect this data. And I know, like I keep saying, I know this is, this is some deep shit, but if y'all resonate, y'all just take what y'all resonate with. But yeah, just understand your power. And this is the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because I want you to understand, and I want to just have a thought-provoking conversation, because this is my type of fun. This is my type of fun. Talking about the different states of consciousness is what I love to talk about. This is my shit. So I want to not only talk about that, but also just raise awareness of the reality that we're living in while we're awake and our eyes are open, to know that it is as fluid and as malleable as our lucid dreams, as our dreaming state could be. We're literally, when we dreaming and we bringing these things into our life and we are creating these things, we are using our conscious to bring those things in, just like how we would do while we're dreaming. You have to know that you are in control of this dream state, for you can create the life that you want. It's all about waking up. It's all about waking up in the awakened state of conscious, just like how you would in a lucid dream. You wake up and you understand, like, oh, like I can control this. Wow. And yes, you can. You have the control in this state of consciousness now. And I am here to let you know and tell you all the power that you have inside of you, because I love you. And we got to keep growing. We got to keep being our best. So definitely let me know how you feel, what resonated with you in the comments. Tell me about your dreams. Tell me about your lucid dreams. Tell me about the times in life where you felt like life is a dream in the waking state of consciousness. Let me know. I want to hear all of it. Make sure you like comment, subscribe, share. Make sure you turn on them notifications. Okay, that is very important. Make sure you turn on them post notifications. I'm truly grateful for the support and the love. I will continue to say that. It means the most. We are in this together. Don't ever forget that. We are walking back to the internal light. Make sure you keep dreaming and being aware of your dreams and writing down your dreams. Make sure you keep asking questions. Make sure you keep being curious. And most importantly, love yourself. Okay? And hey, look, do that research on them states of consciousness, y'all. That's my homework for y'all this week. And also just be aware of like your waking state of consciousness. Make sure that like try to really be intentional what you thinking about, what you creating, because remember, you're bringing things into your own dream. Okay? On what you're focusing on. Just remember that. All right? All right? And also, I want y'all to be aware of when y'all go to sleep, and when you go to sleep at nighttime and you wake up in the morning, think about that when you wake up. Be like, damn, time really went by fast. I literally went from 11 to 7. Think about that this week. Okay? And I truly appreciate y'all. So much gratitude. I hope y'all have an amazing week. Y'all know what time it is. I'm out.